Hello everyone, and welcome to the November 2017 Plan with me. My name is Brian Kaiser Tillman, and I'm bringing to you a plan with me that transitions from my old Bujo journal, which was a gigantic sketchbook, which you saw earlier, and I transitioned to a traveler's notebook because I wanted to A, try out a traveler's notebook, but B, because the sketchbook was a bit big, and drawing it took a lot of time to do, and then I realized that I wasn't actually finishing it. And so I figured coming to a smaller book would actually be more beneficial. And so I went ahead and tried this traveler's notebook, which my wife told me about. She was the one who introduced me to the traveler's notebook, and I'm so thankful that she did, because it is absolutely amazing and I love it. Now, I do have to say though that the one I picked up was relatively cheap, so I bought all the inserts and the actual traveler's notebook for under $20. So so that didn't really break my bank, and I really wanted to try that to make sure that that's what was going to happen. So I really do encourage everyone, and I got this one from Michael's, and so I do encourage everyone, if you're actually into trying, to go ahead and try it out. I have a personal, I believe it is, personal traveler's notebook, and I plan on getting a bigger one, because I think that while this one is nice and it's real easy to take with me, that I'm going to need a bigger one so that I can plan better, and then I can actually continue to do the more creative stuff that comes with doing bullet journaling and using the traveler's notebook and stuff like that, because I realized that this particular size, while great for writing notes and stuff like that, is really small to try and get in all of the planner stuff that I need, and then also have some artwork to make it look cool. And so I found myself trying to do stuff with color, and it just wasn't exactly what I wanted. And as you can see, I've been drawing this turkey because it is November, and so I was really trying to figure out what to do, and I had no clue. So I just figured I'd draw a turkey that was looking mean, and he was going to say something really quippy, really quirky, come at me, bro. And I just figured it would be kind of funny to just have this angry turkey who's like, yeah, not today, man. So I drew it, but it took up two pages, and it really was like, well, why is it taking up 2 pages? It should have been able to fit in one. So I think I just need a little bit more space, and so I'm going to go to an A5. I believe my wife told me is what I'm going to be going to, an A5. So once that happens, I'll definitely be showing that off so you guys can see it. But I do have to say though, even though this is a smaller size, what it has allowed me to do is actually go through these layouts really, really quickly. And I think that for me is the best, because it doesn't take as long, and with my family and work and then my own separate business to have time to do all these, it makes it very easy and very quick to actually rule out some layouts and then go to town. So I really do appreciate that. The one thing though that I've noticed about what I bought from Michael's is that the paper, so the inserts for the paper, is really thin. I mean, it's pretty super thin, which is great for doing multiple layouts of the same thing, because all I have to do is flip the page and it's still there, and then I can use that as a guideline to do all the rest. So that was really nice. But in the end, if I'm trying to do something a little bit more heavy, or use a little bit more line weight, or heaven forbid I try and put in some actual color, it's going to bleed right through. And so I'm hoping that with the next one, with the bigger size, that I'll be able to get a stronger paper to go with it, and that will allow me to do a little bit more creative stuff. One thing though that I did find with my big sketchbook planner is I actually found a layout that works for me on a day-to-day basis. Like, I tried at one point to get rid of the day-to-day, and I was like, oh, well, I don't need it, but I did get rid of it, but I made it before it was an hourly, and so now I just kind of have a day-to-day, here are my tasks and stuff like that. So I found a layout that really works for me, and for me, and I know this won't work for most people, but as an artist, I needed something that kept me on task by going, hey, here are my to-dos, this is what I need to do today, and then I needed reminders of upcoming commissions or a project that I'm working on. And so by me putting it in there repeatedly every single day, I got to see my own progress. I get to flip back and be like, oh man, I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. Or, oh my goodness, don't forget about this one specific project that is out there that you still need to finish, or this commission that you took and you need to finish it. So don't forget about it. And it has helped me stay on task very, very much. And I do have to say that having a constant reminder of things that's out there, that so when you flip the page and you're like, all right, I'm on to the next day, and then you have to write in, it's like, all right, well, what are my commissions, or what is the project that I'm working on? And you see that every day, you realize, oh man, I really got to jump on this. I really need to fix this. So if you are making your own layouts, I would definitely suggest, if there's a project or a book you're trying to read, or school assignments that you're trying to actually get done, or something like that, you want to make sure that you put it in every day so that you can see it, because the more you see it, the more you're going to want to finish it. And it has been very helpful for me, and I highly recommend you guys doing that. Now, one thing that I noticed when I was done filming this is that my to-do list, or my tracker, I mean, not my tracker, my to-do list, my tasks list, I didn't put any places to check them off to be like, yeah, you completed this. So you see that there's one line. Well, there's supposed to be like a small box to where I can put an X in there and be like, hey, I finished this. But alas, live and learn. I missed that one. But I did find some space to put in my mood tracker, because I believe that that's going to really help to just really plan out, or go back and look at the day. I was like, was today a good day? Was not a good day? I don't know. We're going to try it out. I don't know how effective it's going to be, but we're definitely going to try that. What I do at the end of every week is I have like a weekly summary, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. But it's a weekly summary as how was the week, and then also how was my social media. So I put in there a space for Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and I check my posts, my likes, and my subscribers. So this way, on a weekly basis, I can actually see which week was good, which week was bad, and then I can cross-reference it with, well, how many times did I actually post in a week? Was this on, did I post more on Wednesdays and I got more attention? What did I do? And so that's what happens every single week. So I make sure to have a weekly summary for myself, because I need it. Now, I went ahead and moved on to a separate insert, and this insert is where I'm going to keep all my trackers. And as you can see, I brought back the sketchbook because I'm trying to transfer stuff that I already had and transfer that over. So this is just my goals for the rest of the year. I'm trying to make sure that I can actually knock that out. And so as you can see, I just put a couple down in there, and I didn't even get all the way down to the bottom because I was like, I can't remember what exactly I wanted to get done. So, but goals tracker is very important, at least to me. I think that's great, and we're coming up on Christmas, so the next one I had to do was put in some Christmas ideas, just to try and get a jump on it, because if I can do it in November, then that'll be better than trying to scramble in December when everyone's trying to scramble for Christmas gifts. And let me tell you something about these highlighters. So I'm currently using the InkJoy ink pens, which are absolutely fantastic. I love those pens. They glide. It's really good. So these are fantastic. They are fantastic pens, and I highly recommend getting those because they're just beautiful pens and they flow well, and that's great. But so they don't work really well with Sharpie highlighters. Okay, they do if you put the highlighter down first and then you put the InkJoy ink over it, because then that works just fine. But if you if you put down your InkJoy pen first and then put your Sharpie over it, it smears. Even though the pen or the marked Sharpie highlighters say that it's a non-smear, they smear. And it stinks. But I mean, as long as you know that going in, you should really go ahead and go, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure that I put down my highlighter first. And so what you just saw was me messing up. And so I needed to actually put an extra page down. And so I was gluing the extra page. And so it kind of stinks that I actually I messed up because I used an actual Sharpie and it bled straight through the paper. As I mentioned before, the paper is really thin from the brand that I got. And so it was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do here? Because it bled all the way through. This side of the paper is just unusable. And my wife, who knows all about planning, I mean, she is absolutely fantastic. She was like, well, why don't you just glue another page together? And then that'll be that. And then it'll cover it up and you can keep moving. And so that's exactly what I did. I went ahead and glued it together. So there are great little fixes to actually make your planner work, even though you screwed it up like I did. And especially with something like this, because I mean, this insert cost me $3. So it wasn't as heartbreaking to be like, oh, well, I guess that's just going to be it. You know, I'm going to put in, I'm just going to glue in another page and we'll move from there. So, yeah, there's that. Don't be afraid to mess up because you can always fix it in one shape or form. So as we're moving forward, I am still trying to figure out like what I want to do. So with that last one, it said conventions. And because I'm always trying to figure out where should I go, when should I go, am I getting invited, how much is it going to cost, I figured it'd be great to actually have a spot where I can just go, okay, this convention, or someone told me about this one, is it worth it, how much is it going to cost, where is it going to be, will I be there? And I just realized after using it that there was a convention that I'd already signed up for, and then there was a convention that I was told to actually go to, and I looked at my planner, and lo and behold, they're at the same time. So it made it real easy to go, okay, well, I can't go to this one this year, but at least I now know when it is, so I can actually check for it next year or set up a conversation already with the people who run it and go from there. So putting in stuff like that is very important. And I really do think that I'm going to actually set up separate inserts for certain people like me, you know. So I really want to have like a convention insert package or an artist package, or just something to kind of help out with people who are like me and are artists and then the parents and then their business owners and all that kind of stuff. And then you realize that your planner has daily stuff, weekly stuff, monthly stuff, trackers from all over the place. Some of them make sense, others don't, as far as them in conjunction with each other. So maybe I'll be able to put together some insert ideas to make sure that they kind of work together with each other. And then those people who need it, they can then use those, because we'll just throw them up online because I need them. And if I find something that works, I'll definitely be sharing them with you guys for that. And now I'm actually putting together like a health tracker. So I'm really trying to pay attention to how many times I go to the gym, how much water am I drinking, and what was my mile, what was this, what was that, so I'm trying to stay healthy. And I started to get discouraged, and I think that's why I'm actually doing it, because I'd go to the gym and I'm like, I don't see anything getting better. What's the point? I've been at it for a couple weeks now, a couple months, and I just don't see it because it's all gradual, but this way I'll be able to see it. So I'm really hoping that this really helps me out and keeps me motivated and stuff like that. And I've come to find out that these trackers are just for that, so they're like, it's there so that you actually stay inspired to keep going and keep doing what you do. So the whole idea of bullet journaling and the traveler's notebook and stuff like that is absolutely fantastic. It keeps me motivated, and I hope it keeps you guys motivated. And, If you're not, just get to it. I promise you, just doing it, you'll mess up because I did. Don't worry about it. Just get on it, and I promise you it'll be beneficial for you later. And we're coming to the end, and so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys at the next plan with me.